That's not how it happened, though. We were
So-
resting up top.
There's no way that she could have been standing up. Now, I understand
We were.
your adrenaline is going 1,000 miles an hour, and
No,
I'm very.
I did not put her down like that.
I'm not saying you did.
Y'all making me out
No.
like I did it. I did not do that.
We're
I
trying.
did not do that.
We are trying to make sense of everything,
No.
JC. That's what we're trying to do.
That's not what happened. She was never down like that.
I think you understand exactly what I'm saying. Is
I
that
do, and that's not
we're
right.
confused. We're
No.
confused. That's
No,
what we are.
We were wrestling up top. I know it.
And if you say you're wrestling up top, you're wrestling up top. I'm not going to say anything different other than we are confused because there is a hole in her leg.
Welcome to 8MC Investigations. We come to you every single week with new videos, so if you are a fan of consistent content, we hope to see you hit that subscribe button. Did you know that this video was already available on our Patreon? And this case and many other cases will have lots of extras for you on our Patreon as well. Not only is it a great way to support the channel, you will get a lot of exclusive and early content as well. We have a free trial over there, so make sure you check us out. The link is below. I want to thank all of our members for the extra support. It really does help us continue to do what we do. Thank you all. Okay, enough rambling. Let's get into it. January 5th, 2017, Lubbock, Texas. After receiving a 911 call in the early morning hours, police arrived to the residence of 47-year-old Juan Carlos Gallardo and his girlfriend, 28-year-old Yvette Ellis. This call was made by Carlos, who was still on the phone with dispatch when officers arrived. He was told to exit the home with his hands raised, as he had already told the operator that Yvette was lying motionless on the ground and he believed that she was shot. Carlos was taken down to the police station for questioning while detectives processed the scene and rendered aid to Yvette. This is the second interrogation of Juan Carlos Gallardo. If you missed the first interrogation, it is linked in the description below this video. As always, stay to the end for the conclusion and more details on the case. But first, let us have a moment of silence for the victim in this case.
Okay, JC, he's making that coffee for you, so we'll go ahead and get started so you're not out here any longer than you have to be. Get back. Kind of like we talked about at the jail, we want to ask you some more questions and talk to you a little bit more about what happened. There's a lot that we know, but we need to talk to you a little bit more. Like I mentioned down at the jail, I've got to read this to you. Okay, I've got to read you your Miranda warning again. You have the right to remain silent. You knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily waive those rights and wish to speak to us now. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm not hiding it.
Okay. All right. Take us. What we're trying to understand is specifically the movements of your bodies in the kitchen. Okay. When she died, we're trying to understand where y'all were and how you were positioned in the kitchen.
We were by the sink and the stove.
Okay. Where were you standing?
In front of her.
Now, you had said last night, would it make it easier if I let you draw a picture?
I just let me gather myself real quick.
Okay. Well,
I'm just
okay. Why do you need to gather yourself?
I don't want to say anything wrong. If I want to remember what happened, but I don't want it taken out of context if I said it wrong or something.
Okay. I'm asking you a
I'm
very
just
simple
scared.
question. Where were you standing?
Sorry, everything is blurred. I thought I was.
I'm going to ask you again,
Because I
where were you standing?
I'm right here. And I kept going like that. So she wouldn't take it away. She grabbed it. She said, "How would you like it, JC? How would you like it if I did that?" And started yelling. I said, "I wouldn't like it at all." I guess I was in front of her, on the side of her.
Were you, so the way that little kitchen area is there's the stove right here, right? Would you agree? There's a bar, there's an island right here,
Yes, sir.
and then the everything else is right over here, right?
Sink and
Okay. Where were you standing? What was behind you in the kitchen? What was your back to?
we moved around a lot. I started off by the stove.
Uh-huh.
I remember
When the gun
was
went
on my
off,
knee.
when the gun went off, where were you?
I think I was in front of her because when she fell, I started looking around when I heard the gun pop. That's when I started freaking out. And then I was trying to see where it went off at, and because we were up standing, and she fell. What's up? It hit her.
Okay.
And I don't know how it hit her, because it was never, not like, I always keep my hand.
Okay. So help me understand this. So you're standing, both of you are standing in the kitchen, right?
Yes, sir.
Is that correct? Okay. What is behind your back?
I remember right after the gun went off. I guess the sink.
The sink was behind you?
I think I was standing there by the sink, or to the side of it, so nothing behind me. The table, kitchen table, distance.
When the gun went off, what was the position of her body?
We were both standing by the sink and the stove, in between the sink and the stove, that area right there.
Okay.
And
Okay. Remember how I told you that we know a lot about this case,
yes, sir.
and we've had time to look at her body. Is it hot?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What you're telling me doesn't make any sense.
Sir, that's what I remember. 'Cause right there, when she fell right there, I just remember moving her over to try to wake her up. I was standing right there.
You were standing in front of the sink. Your back.
This is the stove.
Uh-huh.
This is the sink right here,
Okay.
where we were right here.
You're here, and the sink is behind you, and she's here.
Right next to me, right there.
So she's in front of the stove.
In front of the stove, somewhere by the sink, and I'm by the sink.
Okay. So you're standing there, she's in front of the stove, you're in front of the sink, and you said the next thing is that you're waving the gun up in the air like this.
Yes, we're back and forth right there, because she's trying to get it from me. After I got up from the stove, I was in front of the stove down there, doing, positioning it different places on me.
Positioned on different places on you.
Yes, sir. That's what it was all about.
Okay. So you're standing in front of the sink, and she's in front of the stove, and you've got it like this.
But we're not just standing. I don't know how to explain it. We're like wrestling back and forth, and she's just grabbing it and telling me to stop my shit.
How is she grabbing it?
Well, I'm taller than her, so
Right.
she's trying to get it away. So when I have
Is she reaching up with her left hand?
I don't remember all that. I just know I let her take control of me because she always does. And that would have been that. And when I let her just kind of have control of me, she said, "How would you like it, JC? Huh? How would you like it?" She was yelling. how would you like it if I did this? I said, I wouldn't like it. I don't want you to do that. Because she's been saying that I'm stupid, that I was an idiot for doing that night. You know, I need to stop my shit. But I was trying to prove to her that I did love her and that everything that I did was a mistake.
So when she's pulling on the gun, how's she doing it?
I think it was just with one hand at first. We were back over somewhat of the sink or something.
What's this motion? What's going on there?
When I had it up, that's how she got it. Said, would you like it, JC? How would you like it if I did this? I said, I wouldn't like it. And it was somewhere up here. And then,
On her?
yes, sir.
So she pulled the gun to here.
She pulled it down and said, how would you like it, JC? How would you like it if I did this? And I said, I wouldn't like it. I don't. Stop it. Because she's always trying to get in like that and just, she always just, it's tough. I don't know how to explain it. But she's always trying to prove her point. But in a physical way. I was pulling it away, and somehow when it went lower, I don't even know how it got over here. And we were up here, and then I just saw her drop.
So did you point it at the base of her skull?
No, I did not. No, sir. I had it right here, and I let her take control of it, and she put it down somewhere over here. I said, how would you like it, JC, if I did this? And I wouldn't like it. And when I'm pulling away, she's pulling even more.
So you're pulling away, and she's pulling it towards herself?
Yes, sir. It's pretty much what I was doing when I was down by the stove.
Because it looks like you shot her
No, sir.
in the base
No,
of the
sir.
skull.
No, sir, I did not. No, sir.
Did you
On my
kill her?
kids. No, sir, I swear to God.
Did
I
you
not.
intentionally kill her?
No, sir, I did not. I love her. We were planning to get a house. We were waiting for our income tax to move out. We just got food stamps. We were getting them today, the 6th. We had all type of plans, sir. There was none of that. We just came from United. And the little thing happened where this car almost hit her son, and I yelled at her son to come back. And that's kind of what stirred things off, because before that, we went because I wanted peanuts so I could snack at work.
What was the position of her body when she pulled the gun from you and put it on the back of her head?
We were both standing facing each other, kind of. She was facing me, I guess, and I'm facing her, but I'm
Do you understand, JC, the problem that we're having?
not sure.
You don't understand the problem. The problem that we're having is that you're asking me to believe that this woman pulled a gun, put a gun on the back of her head.
Sir, she pulled it down when I had it up here to get it away from me, to tell me how would I like it if she was doing that, putting a gun to her head. And I said, I wouldn't like it. I don't. It was me who had the gun to my head all night, just to prove to her, because I did it before, that I told her I would kill myself because I love her that much. And that whatever I've done in the past was the past.
Because we've heard from several people now that you wanted to kill her.
No, sir. No, sir. That is not true. If you talk to our friends, you will see we joke around.
I have talked to her friends.
We joke around every day.
And I've talked to her friends, and what I'm learning
Text messages.
is that you've hurt her quite a bit.
No, sir. No, sir.
And not only her, but you've hurt other women in the past.
No, sir. I got into it with my wife before, but I did not touch her, and I tried to fight that.
What happened in the military?
In the military, when I went to the brig, I tried to defend her when there were 3 people at our vehicle. She was pregnant.
Because you've had some problems with domestic violence.
Sir, I was protecting her. The only thing that hit her was shot glasses that those guys threw when they came off a 6-month bond. I had private investigators, everything, for that to help me. I did not touch her. I defended her. I did not hurt Yvette. I love her. She tried to stop me just like she did the first time. And that's how I would get her attention, to show her.
How would you get her attention?
I would tell her I'm gonna kill myself or hurt myself.
Hurt yourself. How many shots did you fire?
1 shot, sir.
1 shot.
I didn't fire it, the gun went off. Prior to that, New Year's, we shot 3 rounds.
Okay. You were in the Marine Corps, you know that the guns just don't go off, the trigger has to be pulled.
Yes, sir. But I also know I've been trained and I know how I hold my guns and pistols every time. You never put your finger on the trigger. Sir, I am not lying to you. I do not know how that gun went off. On my kids and on her kids, I did not hurt her.
And you're adamant that you only shot 1 time.
Yes, sir.
You're absolutely
Yes, sir.
100% sure about that.
Yes, sir. I only heard 1.
How familiar was Yvette with that pistol? Did she know it was in the house?
Yes, sir.
What was her, did she ever take that gun out and take it to the range or handle it? Or
No, sir. Just New Year's, last 2 years.
And then where was the gun the remainder of the time?
In the safe.
And is that where you got the gun from on this night?
Yes, sir.
You got it out of the safe?
Yes, sir.
What kind of safe is it?
Just about this big, just a key safe.
A key that has a key to it?
Yes, sir.
Who has the key?
I think it's on my car keys. It's not locked though. It's
You
never
don't lock it, you don't keep it locked?
I don't have any money in it. Just
Okay.
that. She had problems with someone. She said they've been going to the kids' windows and so forth. I had told my boss about it. At that time, he owned the apartments.
Mm-hmm.
He said we could get a security system.
Mm-hmm.
Because she said she had threats from her kid's dad
Mm-hmm.
and some other guy in Plainview. And if you asked them, she told everybody she always was safe with me. I
Mm-hmm.
always promised her I would never put a hand on her. I'm not going to be like those guys. And I would take her kids in like they're mine.
Who were the 2 kids that were there that night?
The 2
What
that
are
were
their
there.
names? And those are her kids?
Yes, sir. I raised them like mine. They lived with me over a year. I take them to daycare every morning. She picks them up.
Okay.
And when she worked nights, I'd pick them up, feed them, put them to bed. It's just our routine.
And all of this got started because of an argument at the store?
When I yelled at her kid, I just said, "Hey, get over here," when this lady was coming to the car. And he looked back and got back, and then he kind of got scared because I didn't yell like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I looked at her, and then her face changed because we were laughing walking out of United.
Mm-hmm.
Got to the car, and I told her, "I'm sorry, you wouldn't want anything to happen to him."
Mm-hmm.
Said I would yell at my kids too if they were running out in the street. Said, I know, okay. So you're making me out to feel like I'm an asshole or something now.
Mm-hmm.
And then
So you have the argument at United, and then you go back home. Is
Yes.
that correct?
Yes, sir.
How in that time did your infidelity come up?
from there, she was ignoring me, so I started playing with her like we do, just joking, little things that we say. And apparently something that I said triggered her off about, that's all I want to do is leave and go get bitches and stuff like that. And then she said, just like you did last time and stuff. The thing is, I opened my heart and told her all that last year, that everything that was going on, because I wanted to come clean when we started going back to church and have a clean slate with her. But that she would periodically throw that in my face. So, first time, that's when I got a gun and told her I'm going to hurt myself or something to prove to you that I do love you, and that what I did was a mistake, and I have never cheated on her since then.
So on the night that this took place, what was the plan going to the safe and getting the gun? How was that going to go in your head? What was the plan there?
I got it, and I sat down in the room. It's like I never win with her. And all I want to do is be right with her, move on. And it tears me up that when she cries and she starts bringing up the things that I told her.
Okay, so how do we go from you're in the bedroom thinking about hurting yourself to now you get out in the living room?
I go to the living room and I sit down in the living room while she's getting the plates ready. We just
You
made
still
it.
got the gun in your hand?
I put it right here on the couch.
Okay.
And I'm talking to her and she looks at it. She just goes, like that. I said, really? I'm trying to tell you and I'll prove to you that I love you. I said, I will fucking hurt myself. I'll do whatever it takes. She goes, I don't know if that's just her thing to make me feel bad, but she knows what gets to me.
The problem I'm having here is how do we go from an argument about past infidelity to now we have a gun involved?
The gun is to show her I would hurt myself. I'd hit myself a few times on the head. I went to the kitchen by the stove. I got down and I positioned it different places on me. I said, you just tell me, I'll fucking do it. It's just,
And what were you hoping was going to happen as a result of that?
for her to say, just stop already. Just stop.
Did it not
Just sit down and eat.
Did it not dawn on you that in the process of playing with this pistol that it could have gone off, could have shot you, could have shot her, could have shot your kids?
No, because I had it. I always hold it like this, or with one. I always hold it like that. I always keep it up. And except when I was doing this stuff, I never aim it at anybody. The only thing that was aimed at was me.
You know that those babies
We
could have been killed.
had told them to go to the room.
Okay, well, you know that bullets go through walls.
I wasn't planning on pulling anything. I just wanted her attention. I just wanted her to see. I did right by her. I did.
So you got this gun, and what is she supposed to think? What were you wanting her to think? What were you wanting her thought process to be?
To see the same thing that happened last time. Just to sit there and cry with me and say, look, I'm sorry if I did all that. I'm sorry if I slept around. But that's not me anymore. We go to church every Sunday. We do everything family. Everything. But she can't let that go. I have proved. I turned my Facebook off. I stopped talking to females. I stopped everything, even just friends for her.
Let's talk about what's in your closet. What's up with the lidocaine? Why do you have all that lidocaine?
A buddy gave it to me. He said it numbs.
What do you need to numb?
These gums hurt down here real bad.
Have you been to a dentist?
I can't afford a dentist.
So what do you do with the lidocaine? How do you use it?
I actually just opened one and put it there to numb it. It didn't work. But a buddy of mine gave it to me.
Why do you have a strap on in your closet?
That was her thing that we did a couple of times with
She would do it to you? She'd wear it, do it to you?
female.
Another female? So y'all had an open marriage? Or y'all had other people in the marriage bed?
That was just a long time ago.
But what I'm asking is, were y'all bringing other people to bed, or
Just one.
just one? Who did you bring to bed?
Just this girl we met at the firehouse.
And how long ago was that?
It's been a while. She would get it out and play with it, walk around with it.
See, JC, the problem I'm having is you're telling me you go to church and
Sir, that was a long time
it's
ago.
all about family.
We are not like that. It just happened.
And
We
you're
were
praying to God and all this kind of stuff, but the picture at your house paints a completely different story.
Sure.
We've got drugs in the house, we've got narcotics in the house, we got sex toys.
Sir, he told me let those little bottles just numb it. That's it. It didn't even numb it. It didn't do anything.
So why not just throw it out?
I don't know. I was gonna give it back to him. There's nothing else for it. All that stuff was last year. It just sits there. We changed our lives. We talked about it and talked about it. And the only reason for the threesome was because both our pasts said, why not? Why would we have to cheat on each other when we could just try it and see if we like it? That's it. It didn't happen over and over and over. We would talk about it when we had sex or something, but that was it. It was just me and her. To my knowledge, she's never cheated on me. I've never cheated on her. After we confessed everything.
And the threesome incident, is that the infidelity that she's talking about, or is that a separate thing?
It's a separate thing.
So what was the infidelity that she's been holding over your head this whole time?
Just what she knew already.
And what was that?
That I would bring girls over.
How many times did you bring girls over?
A lot.
A lot. How many times were you unfaithful to Yvette? How many times you sleep around on her?
A lot.
A lot. How many's a lot?
10 or more.
10 or more?
But I told her and I stopped. I'm not a bad person. I knew some of them before I met her and just kept on.
And so, when you were waving around the gun, is that what you were thinking about?
No, sir, not.
The 10 girls that you slept with?
No, sir. I
Is that
don't
what
think
she was thinking about? that what she was upset about, the 10 girls she slept with?
It was more about certain ones, I guess.
Certain ones? Why certain ones? What was special about them?
Because they'd come around like they were my friends.
What was the first one? The first girl that you slept with?
What was it?
What was the first girl you slept with that you cheated on Yvette with?
Just Facebook friends.
Facebook friends? Were they also friends with Yvette?
She met a few of them.
She met a few of them.
And I told her she would ask me and ask me if I'm sleeping around with them. And I said no. They would just constantly call me and want to come over. I told her they're just friends.
So all this is coming up last night. All this is
It didn't come out in detail like that. It's just what we've already talked about many a times. Just how I'm a cheater.
so.
How I would lie to her and have those girls over.
So when you're standing there, y'all are standing there in front of the stove, and you got the pistol at the back of her head. What is she saying?
I didn't have a pistol in the back of her head.
That's what you just told me. Is that she
Sir.
pulled the pistol down?
I had it up here trying to get it away from her because she was pulling it away, talking shit to me. And you said, and she grabbed it and had it somewhere up here. Said, how would you like it, JC? Would you like it if I did this? I said, no, I don't. Stop. It didn't. It wasn't right. It was, I just wanted it on me. I was comfortable with it with me because I know I'm not going to do anything. And then she started just, I don't know what the hell she was doing, but trying to take it from me right there. And I just heard a pop, and then when she fell, I looked, I said, what the fuck? I was looking around, and I just saw some blood coming right here. So and there was, she had a hole back there. And I flipped her over, trying to shake her and wake her up, and she wouldn't, and she had a little hole up here.
Did she have any holes anywhere else?
No, sir.
Did you move her?
I shook her, yes, sir.
But did you move her around the kitchen at all?
Just pushed her back when I was shaking her. I rolled her over.
How did you roll her?
Just, I guess with her shoulders. Rolled her like that. I was shaking her. Yvette, no. And then I went down and kissed her and said, please, please, baby, please, please, no. And then just freaked out.
How was y'all's sex life?
It was good.
Good? About how many times would y'all have sex?
Most of the time. It's okay.
Once a day? Was it continuously once a day, or did y'all ever skip a day because you were tired, or because she was tired, or just didn't have the privacy?
Sometimes we'd skip it.
Sometimes y'all would skip a day, but for the most part, you would say the sex life was pretty good.
Yes, sir.
How was y'all's Christmas?
It was awesome.
Kids get what they want
We got what we could afford.
for the most part.
Yes, sir.
Finances hard.
My boss sold the apartments, so the new owners took over. So it would come out of my check. The new property manager said he wanted the rent at the beginning of that month when I would pay by check. So it got hard. I had to come up with the whole amount. 2 weeks later, I found out that it was sold, so I had to come up with it right there. So then New Year's came, or that was around Christmas time, and then New Year's came. We had to kind of put back some money instead of buy a lot of presents so that I could afford to pay the rent again.
Okay.
She paid it.
So things changed up from one manager to a second manager. So it made it kind of hard
Just
for the
that
rent.
We just had to move things around.
Okay. And were y'all able to get that situated?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We just
How-
had to rebudget.
Did y'all fight over that? Did y'all argue over that? Or was there anything that,
No,
or did
we
y'all
started.
sit down and say, hey, this is what we got to do. This is how we have to plan it.
No, we sat down, we talked, and said, let's just get a house.
And it was a pretty civil conversation.
We drove around looking for a house instead of apartments.
Okay. Had y'all found one?
Talked to Westmark and some realtors, but they were asking a lot. So both our credits aren't as good right now. So I told them we're gonna try a VA loan.
Try what?
A VA loan.
A VA loan? Okay. Had you ever gotten a VA loan in the past?
I was approved.
Okay.
But the house that my ex is getting, she's gonna keep it.
Okay. Where does your ex live? Does your ex live here
Yes,
in Lubbock?
she still lives at the same house.
Okay. How about domestic issues? Did y'all ever have any domestic issues?
We would argue now and then, but it would be nothing.
How often would
Most
y'all?
of once, twice a week, maybe.
Twice a week? Just, which is normal. I would be lying if I said I didn't argue with my wife at least once a week about something.
Um, most of the time, it's about my car needs oil.
Okay.
Um,
What would
Here's
she
a-
say? Why would she get mad about that?
I'm just the situation is I take her car to work
Okay.
because
Which
her car
is
overheats. The Cadillac.
Okay.
Her car overheats, so I had to bypass the heater cord.
Okay.
So I cut those lines, put a coupling after I YouTubed it. Took a while for me to figure it out. And then I'd run it, drive it, test it. Her fuel gauge is off, so we never know exactly when it's going to run out of gas. So she's been stopped a lot where I had to leave work and give her gas.
Oh, you're guessing.
So I said, I'll just start taking it and start trying to keep up with the mileage of how much I put in per gallon.
Just to
And I
kind
would-
of make sure.
I would take that to
Estimate.
work. That way she would have, because my car has a heater. So she would take the gray car, the silver car. And I just tell her, just make sure you put oil in it. That's the only thing because it has a drip.
Okay.
And she would get a little mad sometimes. But I
When
said,
she had to put oil in it.
When she had to put oil.
Okay. So
Because that,
she really didn't like. Obviously she probably didn't like to put oil in it.
and I would keep oil around a lot.
Okay.
But there's times where she's going to daycare. She had it in her schedule at one time where she could go to daycare, go to work, and come back and pick them up. Whereas me, I was going in early and then getting off around 6.
Okay.
So she had to get those.
So during these arguments, did anything ever become physical? So the year and a half that you guys were together, was there any physical violence?
It was verbal.
So within the year and a half that you two were together, every argument that both of you had was a verbal argument. It never became physical.
Never became
Did it-
physical. It was her, either me or her leaving
Okay.
as well.
Did it ever become close to being physical?
not in my eyes. I think at times certain things I would say she always like. I figured she was playing. I'd go for my throat.
She would go for your throat? How would you react to that?
I just you better stop that shit, stuff like that, because we play around.
Okay.
We would play around a lot. Just like we got along that good.
Right. You got along well enough, even though she knew about you having or sleeping with approximately 10 or more other women. You guys still got along very well.
She wouldn't bring it up all the time. I don't know, just in her moods.
Okay.
Most of the time, I kept her happy. Every Friday we go buy movies, kids, adults, whatever, and then we just watch them. Every night we make dinner. Go buy pizza.
And where was she working?
Converges.
At Converges? How long has she been at Converges?
A little over 6 months.
So she's been there, would you say this past summer? Would you say she's been there since this past summer?
Yes.
Okay. Did she ever call in for work?
Yes.
Okay. What was the reasoning behind her calling in sick for work?
Sometimes, I think once she called in because I was leaving and she didn't want me to leave.
Okay.
One time she called in because we were
Arguing?
we had drank.
Oh, okay. So hungover, probably, or partying too much.
Yes.
Okay. Did she ever call in more than one day? Did she ever call in 2 to 3 days, or was she ever out of work for 2 to 3 days sick time at Converges? Or was it always just call in sick one day and then return the next?
I think that's what it was.
Okay. Had there ever been y'all's friends? Did y'all have friends together, or did you have your friends and she had her friends, or did?
She had her friends, I had my
Okay.
friends.
So how about her friends? Did her friends like you?
No, they told her that I was cheap.
Okay. So all of her friends,
That I know of, but
they disliked you because of what you did.
that, and I would tell her, if you need to leave, leave. I never stopped her. She could always leave. I even told her sometimes, said, I'll help you pack if you need to pack, if you're that unhappy sometimes.
Okay.
Because I would talk a lot of verbal.
Right. So
But it wasn't me and her. I was getting used to her kids.
made it hard for you to leave. Is that what you're saying?
That would be the arguments.
Okay, I got you.
They just were breaking everything of mine.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna spank them or anything. I don't spank my kids.
How would you react when they broke something? What did they break that was valuable?
They broke one of my TVs.
Okay. A big screen TV?
And it was
32-inch, 40-inch.
it's one I've had for years that my son had.
Okay.
The box ones.
Uh-huh. How did you react whenever they broke it?
I got mad and asked who did it, this
Okay.
and that, and nobody would say anything. So I go to the baby that I know always says the truth.
Right.
Or well, he said they were running and they just hit the TV, run back. So I guess they busted a bulb or something.
Okay.
But
But you're pretty mad.
but that was just. It wasn't just that. It was. I can't explain the other little things. Making the bed, I just wanted them to make their bed, keep that room clean. Little things. When she lived in Plainview, I'd go over there and I cleaned their house twice.
Okay.
It was, to me, it was bad.
Like junky, filthy, dirty.
And even the mom told me, she said thank you. She said that Yvette said that she just had given up.
Right.
And that's why she just let her kids do what she wanted.
Okay. Well, there was an incident that and help me understand, there's an incident that happened while she was at Converges. She missed 2 days of work. Obviously, she confided in a couple of people at Converges. She returned to work at Converges, and she had bruises her arm, her neck, and I believe either her right eye or her left eye. How did those get there?
I did not do those.
Do you know of any had she been in an altercation possibly and just said, hey, could it have been she fought with another girl or?
It wasn't my doing.
Okay. But
what happened with that, I had no part in it.
okay. Who was she fighting with?
Just, I don't know who it was.
But you do know she was fighting. I can. It's. Well, looking at you, I can tell you're a man. Okay, and I can tell that
Her friends think, from what I understand, that I had that girl come over.
Okay.
And
I can tell that you're wanting to say it. You're just having difficulties to say that. I obviously I can tell, and I'm pretty sure Detective Shriver can tell. And
I did not.
I'm not saying you did.
I did not. They say that I called that girl over to confront Yvette. I did not.
Okay.
I did not.
So an altercation takes place, and lo and behold, unfortunately, she has to call in sick for work. She has to miss 2 days because she's, for lack of better terms, bruised up a little bit. Would it surprise you if I told you that she said it was you that did it?
Yes, it would. It was 2 girls that did it. And then she thinks that I called. I talked to one and said, yeah, this girl's over here running her mouth. And Yvette said, oh, I can box the bitch or just whatever. Just whatever. I didn't know that girl had another girl with her.
Right. It's usually the opposite, JC. We deal with, our job is a detective, and obviously that's what we do. We dig, continue to dig.
I understand. But
And it's, he and I have both been doing this for, quite some time now. And in our experience, it's usually the reverse. For an example, it's usually, and it's I'm going to use this as an example. Yvette goes to work and says, 2 girls did it, when in fact the husband did it. No, this is an example. Okay,
that's not what happened.
But listen to me real quick.
I even confide to my friends at work.
But this is an example. Okay, let's just use a Jane Doe instead of Yvette, because I don't want you to say. I want you to hear me out on this. Jane Doe goes to work. She's black and blue, and everybody goes up to her and like, hey, what happened? You're black and blue. What in the world is going on? In our experience with dealing with hundreds of females, it's usually Jane Doe's response to say, Jill and Amber, they whooped me, when in fact John actually beat her up. Shh.
That is not what happened, though.
This doesn't make
That is not what happened.
It doesn't make any sense to me, JC, that she would put it on you when in fact she could easily have said, no.
That I don't
Jill
know.
And Amber,
that I don't know. I don't know why she would do that.
Jill and Amber did it just to protect you. That's what doesn't make any sense.
All I know is she always. I didn't know she would say that about me, but I know she would always tell people she has this problem, that problem. There was always something going on with her. We were gonna break up anyway. What I had found out was she was talking to a guy, so that guy's girl or whatever is the one who came down.
She confided in her friends quite a bit. And we haven't been home since 8 o'clock last night. We've been constantly just A to B to C to D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, so forth and so on. And she confided in her friends quite a bit. Now we've reached out to several people who she doesn't know this person, so there's no way that she could have called this person and say, hey, I'm giving you a heads up, the detectives just got through calling me and this is what they're talking about and this is what they're asking about. There's several people that don't even know each other, or several friends that don't know each other. But would it be surprising if another friend who has nothing to do with the one that turned us on to the Converges said that A, you were a violent person, and B, there was a time when you did put the pistol to Yvette?
No, sir. It was always to me. It was
How
always to me.
often, how many times did you threaten to commit suicide?
Twice.
Twice, okay?
I did say that I would hurt myself.
Was it always with the pistol?
No, sir.
So you did it 2 times.
To say that I would.
Obviously, one was last night, which you had the firearm in your hand.
Yes, sir.
The other time before that, did you just tell her, I'm going to commit suicide or I'm going to kill myself?
No,
Or did you actually physically have something and say, I'm about to do
I
it?
had the firearm in my hand.
Okay,
in
so
the bedroom.
2 times you actually told her, I'm going to do it, and had it in your hand.
Yes, sir.
The first time, how did she react the first time?
She would just cry and say, it's not worth it, don't do it. I said, no.
Okay.
And then she just talked me out of it.
And then last night, pretty much the same deal, was trying to talk you out of it.
Except when she started trying to grab it.
Although unfortunately, there was a tussle. And from my understanding, you have the gun here, she gets the gun. Pretty much what you're saying is y'all have it hold of each other's hand, right? And you're kind of going tussling back and forth with this
She
gun.
was pulling on it.
So she pulls it back, and obviously
like
your
that,
hand is
yelling.
still on it, right? So she's telling you, how does it feel, JC? How does it feel? How does it feel, JC? Do you like this? Do you like this? How do you... And what you're telling me is that, or what you're telling us is that you let her take control, but you're a man. You're a lot stronger
I
than what
always
she
give in to her.
is.
She's the first person that I ever just would let do whatever. Just I liked her talking shit to me. Like, it just
So at
It
that
was
point,
sort of
you
fun.
let her control the gun. That's basically what you're telling us. You
I
let
didn't
her.
let go, but I let her just take it away from me. I moved it away because she wanted me to move it away from me.
Okay.
So I moved it away, and it's
Okay.
up here. She's just
So she's basically telling you, I want you to see how it feels. You're doing it to yourself, and I want you to see how it feels. So I'm going to do it to myself, and I'm going to put it down here. How do you like that? You don't. You don't like that,
no,
right?
I told her I don't like it.
So we meet with the medical examiner's office today, and obviously there's things that aren't matching up, which happens. We go in, we review things, we review her, we figure out, and there's not. You told us that you grabbed here and there's a hole here.
Yes, sir.
You grabbed here and there's a hole here.
Yeah, here and over here.
There's also a hole here. So there's only one round that was fired, and
Yes,
you're
sir.
adamant that there was one round that
Yes,
was
sir.
fired.
Yes, sir. I only heard
So-
one.
That goes to show, or goes to tell us, that there's no way that she could have been here. There's no way that she could have been in front of you, y'all waving it around. It comes here. JC,
Yes,
how do you
sir.
like it? How do you like it? Because if a round goes here and exit here, where's that round gonna go?
That's what I was.
It's gonna shoot off that way, right? Because it's kind of at an angle, okay? So if it's here and it goes in here and exit there, it's gonna shoot off straight. In order for a round to go into her leg, that's gonna be one shot. From what you told us, you're adamant that you fired one shot.
I
But
didn't
there's-
fire it.
The gun fired one time. Does that sound a little bit better?
Yes, sir.
The gun discharged one time, and you're adamant that it discharged one time,
I
right?
heard one shot.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
so if a bullet goes in here and exits here, it's going to shoot straight off that way, right? I mean, would you agree?
Yes, sir. I
Okay,
think so.
because it's you said it, and you're right. There was a hole here and a hole here. So at this point in time, the gun, if you're coming down and y'all are sitting here arguing with it, and she comes down here and says, JC, how do you like it? How do you like it? I don't like it. Pow, and the gun discharges. If the gun is pointed down, where's that round gonna go?
I don't know how the gun was pointed.
The rounds?
She had it up here and then it went.
Okay, so let's.
But I know.
Okay, so
what
let's
you're trying to say.
Let's change it up a little bit. Let's say it's come down a little bit further down here, and the gun discharged. Pow! A round obviously enters here and it exits there, but the gun is down here. But how in the world did she get that hole in her leg? Well, if you're standing over someone, and I'm standing over Detective Shriver here, and I have this pistol somehow, some way, and I come down and I put here and here. If I'm sitting at an angle that's kind of close to here, like this guy's terrifying me, I don't know what the heck he's gonna do. And I come here and I'm down at this angle here, and he puts that gun there, pow, pow, pow. So,
She wasn't down
is there any way that she could have been sitting down, laying down,
No, sir.
crouched
we
down?
We were on the sink. We were on the sink.
Did you happen to, that you can recall, did you push her at any time? I want you to think really, really hard, because we've got to make sense of this, and it just doesn't make
Sir,
any sense.
we were resting up here, and then right by the sink is when I heard the pop, and then I heard her fall.
Is it possible is it possible that the weapon could have discharged twice? Is it possible?
I don't know. I only heard once.
Okay?
But yo, wouldn't there be shells or something there?
Mm-hmm. And there's only one shell. There's only one casing. So from getting that one casing and us taking that one casing, that's one shot that was fired. Earlier you said that one shot was fired.
Yes, sir.
But we've got that right there.
That's not how it happened, though. We were
So-
resting up top.
There's no way that she could have been standing up. Now, I understand
We were.
your adrenaline is going 1,000 miles an hour, and
No,
I'm very.
I did not put her down like that.
I'm not
We
saying
were-
you did. I'm
Y'all
not,
making me out
No.
like I did it. I did not do that.
we're
I
trying
did not
to,
do that.
We are trying to make sense of everything,
No.
JC. That's what we're trying to do.
That's not what happened. She was never down like that.
I think you understand exactly what I'm saying. Is
I
that
do, and that's not
we're
right.
confused. We're
No.
confused. That's
No,
what we are.
We were wrestling up top. I know it.
And if you say you're wrestling up top, you're wrestling up top. I'm not going to say anything different other than we are confused because there is a hole in her leg.
I don't know how that.
That's what I'm telling you. I'm not saying you're a monster. You're this. I'm not saying that at all. I've given you nothing but respect, and I'm going to continue to give you respect.
That's not right. That's not right.
We are confused because there's
She
one
was
here.
on the sink when I heard it pop, and then she fell from the sink down.
Okay?
That's what I remember. I know there was not a second shot. There was one. I just know when I saw the blood right there, I felt here, I turned her around. I just freaked out because she would not wake up.
How long had it been since you had told her about the cheating?
It was over a year ago.
So over a year ago. So let's say around January of 2016, about this time last year, is about the time that you told her about the cheating. Did you tell her, or did she start hearing things and confronted you about it?
Both.
Both. Okay. And you felt like, well, I mean, you're throwing it out there, so I might as well go ahead and tell you.
One day from the church, what he had said, I started crying and started telling her everything she was crying.
Okay.
And she confided in me things that she did.
Did you tell her about the 10? I mean, did you tell her about 10 women, or did you just kind of sugarcoat it and say it was only 2?
No, I told her
Told her all of them.
the ones that I could remember.
Okay.
And
Was she pretty hurt? Pretty upset? Did she chew your butt out?
She just cried.
Did she? And when did she cheat?
She just got attention from guys that they would just talk to her. And I told her,
But did she ever cheat on you?
and I know
Well, what was the reason the 2 girls went and beat her up?
one of the guys she used to know would talk to her. And she would talk regular, but he would take it further still.
So she did have an affair with that guy.
No, I mean, talking.
So she's talking to the dude,
And
2 chicks get ticked off, which,
well, one of them I think was hers. She had a few already that had confronted her to leave her man alone.
okay, so
But
it's
this-
safe to say that he was,
This
not,
is
in your eyes, not necessarily cheating, but talking to another woman, and that dude's chick got ticked off.
this had started before I met her and then continued on, where she slowly just stopped talking to everybody.
Okay, so where did they fight
So did
her?
I.
Where did they fight her at?
Apartments here.
At the apartments? Was it 2 white girls, 2 Hispanic girls?
There was a
Black girls?
There was a Mexican girl, and then they were matched up, and then I saw another one.
So was it, I mean, so why did they think you had something to do with it? If it really didn't have anything to do with you? I mean,
The only
it
thing
had
that
nothing to do with
the
you,
only
actually.
thing that I was told is
That you set it up.
that I set it up.
But it had nothing to do with you, though. I mean, you are, in this case, you're completely out of the picture. Because it had nothing to do with you. It had to do with her talking to the other dude. I guess I don't understand why they would say you had something to do with it.
I did tell that girl where I lived. She hit me up and told me that your chick is talking to my man. This and that. I asked her, she said that was a long time ago. He still tries to write me,
Who still tries to write you?
but her dude,
Where's her dude at now?
I don't know.
Okay.
And she,
So do you know the chick's names?
I don't, they hit me up. It was a Facebook thing. There was other people that would hit me up about Yvette's brother or her family. I would tell her everything. After a while, we just deleted everything, turned everything off.
And has everything still been deactive since then? Nothing's been active or anything at all?
So
Okay.
we changed everything, so we're just gonna start fresh.
Yeah.
And stay away from the media, anything that would harm their relationship.
So last night's argument started out with, hey, don't cross the road, or watch where you're going. That's where it all started.
At United,
And prior to that, everything was normal.
it was normal. I told the guys bye, went home. Got there, told her, do we need to go to the store for anything? She had cooked beans. I said, well, there's some sausage in the fridge. Cut those up, mixed them in with the beans. I think we frosted some chicken. I said, you want to go to the store real quick? We got some bananas, some peanuts, so I could have something to snack on. So it's regular routine. We just go to the store, get some little things. We joke around at the store too. Everything was fine. It's just Zayden has a problem running off and running to the car. Not looking. That day, that lady was coming faster. She was coming pretty fast on me.
And that's what initially started this whole big argument from last night.
It was
Did she bring up the cheating last night?
just something about me fucking around and stuff like
That make you mad?
that. No, it made me. She knows how to put me down and just make me feel worthless. And so I try to prove to her that she's all I want.
But you tried to prove the wrong way, though. You know
I
what
just, I want to show her I'll hurt myself for her.
But what's that gonna prove?
I don't know. It's just something.
Or what
but
would
I
have
just-
that? What would have that proved? Or
She's
you know what
the
I'm saying?
first girl that I've ever been with that I wanted to stop cheating or just stop messing around and get serious. It's I can't explain it. Just
okay. But to me, from that past sentence, it sounds like you're continuing to cheat.
no, sir. No, I stopped. And once I confessed to her and everything, started going to church. We stopped everything. I stopped everything. I cut every female off, phone numbers, everything.
So when did y'all start going to church?
A little over a year ago.
Okay.
I was already going. I just started taking her to Trinity.
Okay.
Then we enrolled the kids.
So if y'all are doing things as a family and going to church and what have you, and I think Detective Schreiber covered this earlier, that there's some stuff that was in the house that paints a whole different picture, okay? I don't want to go back into that.
I know the liquor bottle things and that. That was, some of them are old.
Right,
They're
right,
just-
absolutely, absolutely. But what I'm trying to refer to now is there's still stuff that continues to go on that isn't godly, and I think you would agree with me.
The
It's
sexual
not
stuff
godly.
that was there was just with me and her.
Well, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fights and talking to another man, and that's not
That was
godly, you know.
That was all before we changed.
But you said that was a year ago when you started going to church. This was just this past June when the Converges incident happened. So y'all have been going to church for 6 months now.
Yes.
So, I mean, give or take, that's you know,
I don't know how that-
a substantial amount of time to be going to church and trying to get right with God.
Yes, sir. I don't know how that came about exactly. Our Facebooks were still on. That incident got carried away. I told my friends at work, I told one of them. Then later on I told my boss as well. I thought she was going to fight one girl. And, she got another.
I'll be completely honest with you, JC. I'm having a very, very hard time
Sir, I didn't.
believing that part.
Sir, that is the
Very
truth.
hard time.
That is the truth.
You know,
And it's not anything to be proud of. I'm not saying it's a good thing. She said she could box, this and that. And she was just, at that time we were going at it, she was just talking shit. And I was not gonna put my hands on her. This and that happened with whatever, and that girl was telling me she's been talking to my guy, and I said, well, I talked to her, and she said that your guy won't leave her alone, that maybe they used to talk, but he won't stop, things like that.
I think what happened, JC, is that you caught her cheating and you didn't like it.
No, sir, she did not. She did
That's
not
a man
cheat.
to man.
She did not cheat.
I'll be completely honest with you.
I saw
on
the
that.
messages. She didn't cheat. She didn't cheat. She was a good girl.
How
She-
come all of her friends are saying that you were abusive towards her?
Verbally, yes. Verbally.
JC, do you see all these papers on my desk? You see this stack of papers? Okay. This is sheet after sheet of times that you've been in jail for violent assaults. Starting in the military. Start going all the way back to your military days, your time in the Marine Corps. And page after page paints us a picture of a violent man.
No, sir. I'm a good man.
So like
I'm a good
Detective
father.
Franco was saying, is we are having trouble with all of these different things that we're hearing.
I am telling you the truth. I'm not hiding anything. I'm not sugarcoating anything. I don't know what y'all trying to get at. That y'all can't say that. That's not what happened. That's not right. You can't do that to somebody. I miss her. I love her. That accident that happened should not have happened. It should have been me.
Page after page of times that you've been locked up for assault, for domestic assault.
Half of those weren't physical.
Aggravated assault in the Navy, in the Marine Corps.
Yes.
Non-family with a knife.
Self-defense. If you look more of that up, I protected my wife and a buddy of mine who, there was 3 other guys on top of him. If you read that case.
Several times more in Texas, right?
Self-defense? Or what are you saying, sir?
There's been more times you've been locked up in Texas. Here in
Yes.
Lubbock.
Maybe 2 or 3 times.
2 or 3.
One time coming home from being with someone else, she wouldn't let me in. The cops came and they took me to jail because I was arguing with them, had not been home. They saw scratches on her, and she even told them that our dog, because we have all the scratches on our car as well, when he jumps up there and he would jump
But
on her.
what we're getting at is you
I
have
did
all
not.
of these, there's all of these incidents, but you seem to have an explanation for all
Sir,
of them.
if you finish reading all the reports, you will see.
It's all a mistake, or somebody's mistaken, or
No,
the Navy's got it wrong.
No, the Marine Corps, if you read that statement, you'll see exactly what happened. There were 6 of them. Me, my wife, and my buddy.
I'll say this, JC. We as detectives, like I said earlier, we dig.
Yes, sir.
And we may, and in some cases, we may not find everything out what we want to find out.
Sir, I am not a bad person. I do everything
And
right.
we never did say you're a bad person.
You're making me out to look like I'm somebody
At-
bad. And I've changed my life, and not all of those were accurate. I had to go to court. I had to fight it. I had to do all kinds of things so that that would not happen like that.
I'll say this.
I got an honorable discharge.
Let me say this
Still.
real quick, JC. We're not
Yes, sir.
making,
I have an honorable discharge out of the Marine
we're
Corps.
not making you out to be a bad person. Your record from your actions has caused us, and from interviewing other people, has caused us to ask you these questions.
You asked her friends, you
No.
did not ask my friends.
I'm not, we have talked to your friends. We're not making you out to be a bad person. We're just trying to state the facts that what we have here. Now, I will say this. There may be some pieces to the puzzle that we may not be able to get. And that happens. It happens with a lot of cases that we work. But I will say this. There will be one person that you will have to answer to,
Yes, sir.
and that's that good Lord above. So
I've been talking to him, and I pray, and I know things are going to come out right, because I did not. However you said that happened like that did not happen at all. I know
Well-
you have to draw conclusions and
No,
figure
absolutely
something out,
not.
but
We,
that
we
is
don't.
not.
We won't draw conclusions.
You can't take the simple way out like that. That is not what happened.
We're gonna go
That is
based
not
off
what
the
happened.
evidence. And JC, let me say this real quick.
Sir, that is not what happened.
Right now, you have a charge of manslaughter. That's what we put. That's what we have you in on. That could change, and like I explained to Angel, it could change. If the medical examiner comes in and tells us something different, that's the man with experience. Obviously, he's a medical examiner for a reason. That dude has got brains, and he's able to reconstruct and do whatever he needs to.
Yes, sir.
That's why I was trying to get at when I sat down here to ask you those questions to see what you were going to say, to try and help us make sense of everything. Okay, so it could change. I'm not saying it is, but it is highly possible that it could change. Now, like I said before, I've interviewed a lot of people. He's interviewed a lot of people. It's easy to see when someone still has something left to say, but just doesn't want to say it. And that's how I feel right now. And I'm not going to force you to say that. It's totally on
I
you.
don't know what I haven't said except I want her back.
But there
I
is
was
one
trying
man,
to shoot myself. It was me that I had it on. I might have been a pussy, not enough to pull it, but
there is
still.
one man that you're going to have to answer to. And I think you're well aware of that. So
sir,
I don't have any other questions unless Detective Schreiber has any other questions. If you feel at some point there is something that you're leaving out, call us and let us know.
The bottom line that I want to leave you with here today is that her body, her corpse, that she's that way because of your actions. Her corpse,
I was doing it to me.
her body, her dead body tells a different story of what happened. And the story that her body tells a story that you put a gun on the back of her head and shot her.
No, sir. No, sir, I did not. No, sir.
That's the
No, sir.
only explanation we have
As God is my witness, I did not do that, sir.
to make sense of the holes in
We
her.
were wrestling up top by the sink. That's not what happened. Y'all can't do that. Y'all can't twist that on me. That is not what happened. I know what happened. That is not what happened. And I did not put a gun to her head. I did not.
I think that she was cheating on you,
No, sir, she was not cheating on
and
me.
I think she took control of that gun. I think you took that opportunity
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
to end her life.
No, sir. No, sir. When she grabbed it, my hand, I know my hand was not on the trigger. I know it wasn't. It was not. I did not take any opportunity. I love her. I had plans.
Because the truth will come out, JC.
Yes, sir.
It might not come out in this room, but there's going to be other people that are looking at this. Attorneys and judges.
Sir, it's just so unfair. Going through that, and half of them aren't what you're saying if you read into them more.
This is the picture we've got. This is the evidence. These are the facts.
But you can't just do that. You have to read into those what exactly happened and why. And the person that I am from a certain time till now, I gave my life to God. I did. I help everybody. Even if I don't have $1, I try to help somebody with something.
Then tell me why. Tell me why Yvette has holes here, 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 and here. Why does she have holes in her leg from where she was shot?
Sir, that's not right. I don't know. I only heard one shot.
Right or wrong, that's what it is. That's what the facts are.
I did not shoot her. I dropped it when I heard it pop. That's all I know. I dropped it. It fell right there. And then they told me to move the gun and put it where they can see it. I picked it up, put it on the sink, walked outside like they told me.
She has holes here, 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 and here. Why does she have holes in her leg?
I don't know.
There are holes in her leg, JC. And the only way she gets holes in her leg is if she's crouched down in fear because you're putting a gun on her.
No, that is not what happened. I promise you.
Because it looks like you shot her and you executed her.
No, I did not. No, I did not execute her.
So how did she get holes in her leg? How?
I don't know. Look for another bullet. There's something I don't know.
A magic bullet?
I don't know. A shell.
How did this happen? JC, how did this happen?
I don't know. I did not have control.
Because I'll tell you how it happens is when somebody is bent over, crouching in fear.
But she wasn't. We were arguing up top by the sink, and I had my hand up here and just trying to keep it away from her. It's just something that I want her to know she has control, but I still want her to think that
this is
I
the
might do
sticking
something to
point,
myself.
JC. This is the thing that we can't get past, is these holes in her leg. This is what we can't get past. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. I don't know.
And judges are not going to be able to get past it. And juries are not going to be able to get past it.
But that is
And the
not what
judicial
happened.
system is not going to be able to get
That
past
is not what happened. Y'all can't do this to me. I
it.
didn't
Then
do
what
anything.
happened?
She had it up here when she grabbed it and was talking shit to me. When she pulled it down or something, it went off right there. It went off right there and she fell. I swear on my kids. I don't know what else to tell you. That is what happened.
Because we don't know how to help you.
I'm telling you everything. I'm being so
Because
honest with
we
you. I'm
have
telling
these
you the
holes in her
truth.
leg and it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit, JC.
I don't know how they got there. I swear to God, I don't know. I didn't even know it hit the gun. It hit her. I started looking around. And said, what the fuck? And then she fell. And I freaked out. It was not for her. It was for me. That's what y'all don't understand. Y'all are making it look like I did this.
We're not making it look
Sir?
anyway. That's what it is.
No, sir, it's not. I did not do that. I am not that person. I have never, ever killed anybody in my life. Never. That is not me. I want to be around for my kids. I promised him that. I am close to my kids. You can't do this to me. I didn't do that. I did not do that. I did not do that. I know what happened. That is not what happened.
The truth about a lot of things will set you free, and
Yes, sir.
you're not.
That's why I didn't come. I didn't try to find anything. There at the jail, I said I could get an attorney and just wait. I said no. I want to tell y'all exactly what happened. Y'all making me out to look like I did something wrong. I'm not. I know what I tell you today might hurt me, but I'm telling you the truth of exactly what happened. I did not say I was in the right by pulling that gun out. But I know I did not pull that trigger. I know I did not have it against her head like you're saying. I didn't do any of that. We were fighting up top with it. Y'all cannot say that. I didn't do that.
JC, like you said, the medical examiner, we talked to the medical examiner
That's
this
not
morning.
right. He needs to look
Okay.
more into it.
And what he told us was that she has a close quarters contact shot on the back of her head.
She had it right there. I didn't put it there. It was up here.
But you
and then
allowed to be put it there, didn't you?
she grabbed it.
But you allowed it.
I was pulling it away and she's over here doing her fucking shit. I did not do it. I had it up here. She pulled it down, started telling me, how do you like it, JC? How do you like it if I did this shit? I said, I don't like it. And then it just, right there. You can't say that I did that. I did not do that.
We are not saying that. That is what her body is telling us.
It still doesn't.
Sir?
It's still not going to make sense, even by you saying that. With her being up here, it's not going to make any sense.
That's how it was. That's how we were
simply
fighting
because
up there.
you said.
Sir, I'm not making it up. I'm not making
Just
it up.
because
All
of
my
the way
kids,
this
everything. I'm
position,
not making
and
it
that
up.
is position. There is no way that gun could have been at an angle. One thing is that one thing that I forgot to ask you was when you seen her fall, you knew right then, oh shit, something is wrong, right?
When I heard that,
you loved her, right? I mean,
Yes,
you love
sir.
her.
Yes, sir.
From what you're telling us, you love her.
Yes, sir.
Why didn't you call 911 as soon as it happened?
I couldn't. My phone was off. I grabbed hers. I couldn't do it. And the one person I thought of was Angel, and his wife works at the hospital. I said, Angel, please, call 911. I just shot her.
But you didn't say that to Angel.
Well, I don't remember what I told him. Or Yvette shot. I don't know what I said. I said she shot or something. I don't understand.
You told Angel you fucked up.
Yes, because I was doing all the other shit.
And then you told Angel, I killed her.
I don't remember that. I know I'm there and that happened.
And then you told Angel, I love you. Tell Michael and Gio I love them.
Yes.
I'm going to have to call the cops.
Yes.
I've got to call the cops.
Yes.
So, to me that sounds like, oh,
what am I supposed to think? I had the gun right here, and then she pulls it down. I know what it looks like. I'm there with the gun. I know what it looks like. I know I have to call them.
To me, that's an accidental thing that is an accident. What basically from what you're telling us is an accident. It's pretty much coming out of your mouth. So if it's an accident, oh shit, I'm calling 911. I need help over here. I'm not going to call somebody else.
I don't know how other people react. I know. I freaked out. I don't know what the fuck to do. I got off the phone. I called 911. I told him, just help me, please. I didn't know what the fuck is going on. I'm over there trying to shake her. I'm trying to do whatever I can. I know what it looked like. I'm there. She's there. I had the gun to my head. I know when she grabbed it. I know what happened and when she fell. I know I'm going to go to jail.
Let me ask you a question. Is there any other way that, and I want you to think about this. I don't want you to interrupt me. I just want you to think about this. Is there any other way that her body could have been in a different position and something accidentally happened? Think about that for a second. Just stop and think. Is there any? Could she have gone down a little bit lower to, do something with your waist? Is there any possible way that she could have went lower than what you're telling us? So you're saying she's standing up, right? Y'all are arguing standing up.
Yes, she grabs it and...
Is it possible, or is it any other way that she could have went lower at another time and the gun went off? Is it possible?
I don't know unless she's trying to move around and I'm still holding it and she's still holding it.
Okay, so is it possible that y'all could have been fighting this way and you come down as she stumbles and falls or does something, and is it possible that she could have went a lot lower than what you're saying?
I don't know. I just remember that. That's what I remember. That is not what happened. I did not execute her. I love her. We had plans.
If she went down, if she went lower, if she fell down, if the gun discharged, if you accidentally pulled the trigger, it's an accident. I don't know any other way to put it. I don't want to say you did this, and this. But what I'm saying is that if she went down and it just happened so fast that you can't recall, and it's possible that it could have happened, trigger goes off, accidental, accidentally? Tell us. I mean,
It did go off accidental. I don't know if when she grabbed it or when I was pulling away. I don't know that point what
were
happened.
you being strong with her at the time? I mean, were you?
When she put it to her head, I was pulling away. And she was over here, no, JC, no. How would you fucking like it? And I said, I don't fucking like it. Y'all making it all wrong.
We're not making
That
it
is
wrong,
not-
JC, and I want you to understand that we're
I'm
not
telling you
making
the
it
truth,
wrong.
exactly what happened. I am a fuck up. I'm a fucking dumbass. I know I shouldn't have had it there. I know I shouldn't. I was hitting myself with it. I was just.
You're pissed.
At myself. At myself. Y'all don't understand. Has nothing to do with her. I never take it out on her. She's the only thing that keeps me right. The only thing. She can say whatever she wants to me. And I eat it up. Because I want to. She can make me go to the store in the middle of the night and I'll go. Just to get her something. I don't know how to explain it. I don't. It's just some chemistry that we had when I met her. But I did not try to hurt her. I was trying to hurt me. And none of that happened the way you said it.
Well, JC, like we said just a minute ago, it's not us that's saying it, it's actually Yvette that's saying it.
Yep.
It's Yvette's body that's saying, hey, figure this out. I've got this, this, and this. That's why we're here.
But that's not what happened.
If
And I didn't pull the trigger. Always keep my hand here. The 1 or 2. Always. And when she grabbed it, we were right there. I did not.
Is there any reason why your DNA would be under her fingernails as far as scratching, fighting, anything like that? Which I'm not saying it is, but I'm just asking, is there any reason why? Or it should be or anything?
We were wrestling.
You were wrestling? Okay. And the Convergys thing is,
Sir,
you did not do that.
no sir, I did not. On my kids, did not do that. I even confided to my boss what happened, and I told him the truth. Not that he even needed to know, but it was bothering me, and I told him exactly what happened.
JC, I've heard that a lot, man, and I'm not
Sir,
I'm not
I
putting
did
you on
not.
blast.
I did not hurt her.
I'm not putting
I
you
did
on
not hurt
blast, but
I had
I
no
put that on
reason.
my mom, I put that on my kids. I've heard that a lot, and it
I had no
simply
reason.
doesn't fly.
I heard no reason to tell my boss anything. I had to tell
But
him.
I don't see what the reason is behind her telling a big boss actually of Convergys that.
I know she would tell them other things when she's late, tell them and make things up. This or
But
this
she's
happened.
black and blue though, you know. I mean,
I know what happened. I know what they did.
I know if I would have went to work black and blue, and my boss would have been like, "Hey man, what happened to you?" I would have been like, and let's say my wife did do it, I'd be like, "Shh, me and this homeboy got into it and box it out." You know what I mean?
You have to
I
understand.
wouldn't say much.
If I did it, she could have told. She could have went to the cops, whatever.
What if she's in
If
fear,
it was
though?
me,
But if she's
how?
in fear because
She
of
leaves every time
your
she
violent
wants.
history.
She
But what
leaves
if-
whenever she wants.
But what if she's in fear to call the cops?
How
we
would she
have
be
we
in
have a
fear?
lot of females that are because of your history. You're violent.
I am not violent to
You're
her.
volatile.
I am not violent to her. If anything, she was more physical with me, and all we did is argue all the time, and it would escalate to loud voices, and that would be it.
In 96, assault caused bodily injury. In 1996, April of 1996. May 21st of 2005, assault causing bodily injury to a family member. These are the things you've been arrested for.
What were the after? I was
So
accused of.
that's what we're dealing with.
I was accused of it. Was I guilty of them?
You were arrested for it.
Yes, sir. So there's always a story behind those. I'm just letting you know.
How many convictions are on there? Are there any convictions?
Looks like just arrest.
Arrests?
Sir,
Well, I don't.
Yvette loved me. She would
loved you
she would go to
enough.
Amarillo.
She loved you enough, JC, to tell her main boss, "My husband beat me up." That just doesn't not.
That did
make
not
sense to
happen.
me.
That did not happen. She got jumped. She was smart enough back to that girl too.
That's what doesn't make sense to me. Because I know one thing: if my wife really loved me, she wouldn't try to throw me under the bus. And that's what she.
I don't know what she tells her bosses
She
in
threw
there.
you under the bus.
She's told me all kinds of things too, but about her kids. That's why I started protecting her and her kids from their dad.
I
And
hope
I
that
asked-
I hope that you find it in your heart.
Sir,
Because
I did not hurt that girl.
Listen to me for a second.
Please don't say that because I did not.
I'm not.
I did not do that.
Calm down for a second. I'm not fixing to throw anything crazy out there. I hope
Okay.
that you find it in your heart. If you're leaving anything out,
I
now
don't.
that's the key words. If you're leaving anything out, I hope that you find it in your heart to tell us, because you owe that to Yvette. You owe that to her kids, because guess
Yeah.
what? Them two little boys, they don't have a mom no more.
I don't know what else.
And them two little boys have given an interview. And guess what? They saw it. So if you're leaving anything out, it would be very
I
wise
don't know
of you
what
to
I'm
say
leaving
it,
out.
and because you owe it to all of them.
I told them to leave, or she had them leave when I had the gun to my head.
They didn't, unfortunately. I mean, I'll be real with you. Yes, I'm trying to be 100 with you. They didn't leave. Unfortunately, they didn't leave.
You told them to go to bed and they didn't go to bed.
Well, then I don't know what they saw. They saw when I was down by the oven, putting it to my head. She was on top of me there, trying to wrestle with me. And I stood up, and that's when I held the gun up. Y'all cannot say I did that. I did not try to hurt that girl. I tried to hurt myself.
I don't have anything else. I don't have any other questions for you. I mean, nothing this detective Schreiber does. We'll take you back to the county jail, and I mean, like I said, if you feel like, and it happens, if you miss something out that, oh man, I forgot to tell the detective this, it would probably be important for me to tell him, give us a call and let us know.
I don't know what else. That's
fine,
what I
fine.
see. That's
And
what I remember.
And that's fine.
I do.
A week down the road, a week on down the road, you may,
But I don't want-
something may pop up. So
What y'all tell me to start influencing what happened,
we're
and
not,
then I change the story because I know that happens all the time. I
Jason.
don't want to that influenced, and then
JC, we're not trying to influence you. We're not
I know
trying,
what happened.
We are not trying to use any reverse psychology on you. We're not using big long words. We are simply trying to make sense of a third hole, and we're trying to make sense of some domestic issues that have been brought to our attention that, and I'll be honest with you, man to man, I don't feel like you're being 100% honest
sir,
with me.
we
That's
only
fine.
had verbal arguments, strong verbal arguments, and she would always pack her car and she would leave.
So,
She never was kept there. She never.
again, I you know,
If she didn't leave, I would leave. We'd always leave the situation. Y'all don't see any of that. All y'all see is all this stuff that
No,
people don't
Jesse,
even know.
Here's what I see. Here's what's going to happen. Let me give you the reality, okay? Is you've been arrested for manslaughter, okay? And
But it,
either you're going to work something out with the attorneys and you're going to take a plea deal, or we're going to go to trial, okay? And-
but you have to
and-
understand,
and
it was
listen
a
to me.
tax.
Listen to me. There's a jury, 12 people, 12 ordinary regular people are going to get all this information, and they're going to see all the pictures of Yvette, and we're going to have all these other people that have given us testimony about these statements where you've been accused of domestic violence and all these different things, what conclusion do you think that those jury members are going to come to? How are they going to put it together? Step into their shoes for a minute. How are they going to make sense
like y'all, but if you
of another hole in Yvette?
I don't know that.
It just doesn't make any sense because
it's just like you.
Every
I don't
question,
know. You drop a pin, it's not going to fall the same way twice. It just
every
there's different
question,
scenarios.
every question we ask you, you have an answer to.
I don't know. I thought I've answered everything to y'all. I'm telling you the truth. And if these people will see and read, if they pull every accusation that was put on me and research it and find out the outcome of everything, and they'll see I am not that person. The Marine Corps.
Okay.
I got an honorable discharge because I was not at fault. I defended myself, I defended my wife, I defended my friend.
You have any other questions for us, JC? If something pops up a week or two from now, be sure to call us and let us know, okay?
I don't know how to get a hold of you.
Well, it's not hard. Just
Let one of the jailers know.
just let one of the jailers know you get in contact with us. We'll take you back to the county, okay?
JC, before we go, do you swear that everything you told us is true and correct?
Yes, sir, to my knowledge right now, yes, sir.
And you know that the perjury in the state of Texas, you can catch an additional charge for that, right? So you
Yes,
swear
sir.
that everything you told us is the truth?
Yes, sir, to my knowledge, it is the truth.
Okay. Go ahead and terminate
Yes,
the
sir.
recording at 5:01.
On December 6, 2019, Juan Carlos Gallardo was found guilty for the murder of Yvette Ellis, and he was sentenced to life in prison. He did not testify in his trial, but there was one thing that he did not account for. His 8-year-old son, who was 5 at the time, witnessed the incident, and he did testify against his father in court.
Gallardo, her boyfriend, told detectives it was an accident, an argument with a gun that accidentally went off. But prosecutors say that's not what happened.
Police upgraded the charge from manslaughter to murder probably within 12 hours, I would think. Anytime you're dealing with someone who's done something that's that vicious, they're never going to tell you what the emotional driver was or what the real reason that happened.
Ultimately, the judge agreed, sentencing Gallardo to life in prison, describing Ellis's murder as an execution.
Thank you all so much for watching. We have lots of new content coming soon, so make sure you're subscribed with the notifications on, and we will see you in the next one.